Hello and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and want to see more. So with it being Women's Rugby League Day for the video, plus with the North in their break now, ready for its 5-team format, the focus shifted to the games that were played in the South, and this is my review of the two matches that were played, and trust me, they didn't disappoint. So I'm now going to report on the Cornish Rebels women's side facing the Gloucestershire All Golds, the Golden Ferns as they're called, as it is the first ever game that the Cornish Rebels have held for the Super League South and in the Betfred Super League. It's their first ever home game. So it continued to garner more admirers and fans, and no wonder after this thunderous confrontation in Cornwall. The crowd were on tenterhooks from the outset, as the locals and holidaymakers alike were treated to a heady concoction of brutal defence, athleticism and deft skill. After early rebel pressure, the visitors established a foothold in the home side's real estate, and at the 11th minute, Golden Ferns number 13 Annie Allen cut through to open the scoring. This was a good approach work from Katie Hancock and dummy half running from Sarah Humphries. It was 15 minutes later that the Cornish side levelled matters at the 4-4 via a Faith Rowe touchdown courtesy of some fine handling. The cut and thrust nature of the clash continued until Humphries again came to the fore. A delicate chip kick led to a repeat set, and a first-rate offload by her saw young promising player Ellie May cross to restore the lead for the Bristol-based side. Vicky Mansell tacked on the extras. Strong defence with Claire Knighton in the vanguard thwarting the Rebels, but the pressure finally bore fruit, and the impressive Jess Bryan was next on the score sheet. The goal was missed, and with 15 minutes left in the first half, yielded no points, but plenty of absorbing entertainment. At the break, the Golden Ferns had secured a hard-fought 8-10 advantage. The resumption saw Keris Brown kick off with a swathing 40-metre surge. The pattern was set, and 5 minutes later the Ferns' talismanic captain, Annie Allen, scored her second 4-pointer after a jump from dummy half. Hancock, again, being instrumental in that role for the try. The away side now led 8 points to 14. The fans scarcely had time to regain their seats when Mariella Blanchard struck back for the Rebels to bring the scores to 12 points to 14. Notwithstanding the raising passions both on the pitch and in the stands, it was the calm control of Humphries that was again there to extend the lead for the Golden Ferns. Her exquisite pass to Laura Panting saw the latter go over in the corner. At 18-14, the Cornish side, roared on by a precocious local following, threw everything at the opposition try line. Attack after attack was repelled with last-ditch tackling to the fore, exemplified by the superb effort from Stephanie Coles. However, the outstanding Blanchard found a chink in the defensive line to cross for a second try. Emma Stefanotti held her nerve to level up at 18 points apiece with the conversion. The latter stages was marred by a serious injury to the impressive Ferns player Keris Green shortly after she had made a try-saving tackle. A hold-up for medical treatment finally saw play resume, and the dying embers of a pulsating clash provided the Golden Ferns with one last chance to claim the 2 league points. Superb lead-up work looked certain to be completed, but a crucial handling error saw the opportunity spurned. The final whistle blew, with the scores locked at parity, an outcome which on reflection most observers would conclude to be a fair one and indicative of quite a magnificent effort from both sets of players. 18-all was a fair result, and Simon Martin, they were first to comment, All Gold's head of rugby development. The whole club can be immensely proud of the Golden Ferns. It was a brave performance and the team showed courage, determination and a never say die attitude and commitment from all the players. For all the players who travelled to Cornwall were first class, and we can build on that belief for the remainder of the season and into next year. On the other side, Rob Butland, Cornish Rebels Development Director, said, "We were heartened by the efforts of both squads, both brimming with determination and what was an epic battle. The game was a fantastic marker in the sand for where the competition currently is at, and if trophies were handed out for effort alone, then both teams would be champions." Shall we say that? It's a bit detrimental, but this time they're pinged for offside, with the army being camped in their own 10 metres with the sustained Broncos attack. kick to the middle is fielded by the Army, who are now able to make their way towards the halfway line. There's some great defence going on, some mistakes unfortunately, and things like that. But to give you some example, on the 31st minute, the Army's last tackle kick is fielded well by the Broncos winger, Shauna Mann, and she's fielded it, and the next few seconds later, Army winger Grace Stanbridge forces not much movement with an absolutely enormous tackle. After the Stanbridge tackle, the Broncos knock on a couple of tackles later, and the Army march up towards the halfway line. March up to the try line of the Broncos, and Alicia Watson is held up over the line. And on the next play, the ball is shipped right and then back to the centre. But unfortunately, the Broncos have got a penalty due to the Army's run around obstruction. On the 36th minute, after some great Army running, sets up another attack. The ball is in the Army's Beth Dayton's hands on the 35 out, and she's running at the line, and she flings a great cut-out pass left to set up a try for Jess McCauley. McCauley got the ball 20 feet, over 25 metres out, left one-on-one with the Broncos fullback, who she steps left and then right again to score closer towards the post to make Abby Etock's conversion a certainty, which she certainly converts. But it's coming up to half-time, and all of a sudden the Broncos have got all the ball, and they're camped in the Army's 10. And after a small period of injury due to one of the Army players, the set is all set up. A couple of drives later, the ball finds the way into the hands of Broncos' Kay Selby, who was looked to have been held up over the line, but she found the strength to twist her body round to the left and pounce over the line to make it 10 points to 18 to the Army. Courtney Traco adds her second conversion for the Broncos to make the score at half-time 12 points to 18. So we started off the second half with the Broncos starting off in the ascendancy. Army were to kick off and they reached their set, but a few Army mistakes gave the Broncos back possession. And on the 47th minute, after a few good drives, the ball was moved towards the left touchline and then back to the right. Nonetheless, Iona McClusker goes from acting halfback right and passes to her centre, Kirsty Lee Griffiths, who powers over the try line 5 out from the right touchline for the first points of the half. Salter continues with 100% of the boot and converts for a third kick of the day. This tied up the scores at 18 all. On the 53rd minute, as the arm wrestle was being utilised between the two teams, the Army get the ball off the returning set from the Broncos, and following a strong run from Kaya Glynn, this sets up a bit of a tiring defence, a bit of a scattered defence from the Broncos, which is taken advantage of by Abby Etock when she receives the ball on the next play, who breaks from her own half and has the pace enough to beat the fullback to score right off the posts. Etock converted the try to take her tally for the day to 14. And we're back in the arm wrestle after this, as the Broncos start getting field position. For example, the ball is worked to the left and Traco kicks to the left corner on the last, and it's knocked on by the Army's winger Stanbridge, giving a repeat set to the Broncos, who begin to pummel the line. The Broncos force the ball over the line through Jess Ingram, but she's held up over the line The kick though is back to the left, aiming for Stonebridge again, but Stonebridge this time gets the ball and fields it, and what starts the set up to get the ball further up the pitch. And from the ball working from right to left, the ball is in F. Dayton's hands on the left halfway line, whose pace gets her round the Broncos winger and has the complete pace to get the ball over behind the sticks for another try to the Army. This is Dayton's second try of the game, running from the left touchline on the halfway line, round the winger, back in towards the line, and she was about to put it down at left of the posts, but the chaser for the Broncos gave up, so she ducked round and scored under the posts. Never give up. This gave the Eton the settler kick of to score a further 2, taking a points tally to 16, and a 30 points to 18 scoreline with 13 minutes to go. All of a sudden, it's all the Broncos again, and the Broncos are more than matched in terms of possession and effort for the Army. But the quality and some bits of over-eagerness get the Army back-to-back penalties with 3 minutes to go. And on the second one, which was a bit of an obstruction, unfortunately, the Army just decide to settle it all down and go for 2. Abby Etog adds to her tally to give the Army the win at 32 points to 18, as they were able to see out the half. So there's nothing against the Broncos side in this game. It was just finishing at the end of the day, as both teams had the best efforts for the game. And I still think that these two, if they are able to overcome the Cardiff challenge, will be in the grand final in the South. But that's a long way ahead, and it's another win for the Army. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for another video. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, share this video worldwide. You need more rugby league, I can bring you news on rugby league. Let's meld those two together and grow this fantastic game of ours even. In the meantime, stay safe, all the best, and I'll see you in the next video.